You serious?
Yeah. No, I'm
No,
not
you're not.
serious.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
there's
I'm
no
happy
way you're
where I'm
serious.
at. Hello?
Oh, hello, Sanjay.
Who this?
This is Lauren.
Maximus Lawrence.
Yeah, that's me.
How you spell your first name?
Oh. M-A-N. No, wait. Now you got me questioning how to spell my own.
Maximus,
Sir.
Maximus.
Yeah,
Lornis? You spell
Lauren.
your name wrong on your certificate, or is that just how it's supposed to be?
Lauren.
Okay. Alright, Mr. Lawrence, you got identification.
Yes, I do. There you go. Do you see that?
No.
Come on. I'll
That
show you my
asshole.
driver's license.
I'm gonna come over here.
Alright.
You might be too close. You see his ID, Mr. Romero.
No, I didn't. Does he know he can flex his third eye?
And just look at me real hard and,
Okay, why is my name spelled like...
Sounds like a you question,
Lawrence.
sir.
Why
Mr.
is my name
Lornis?
spelled like...
Lornis?
You know what?
Lawrence.
No. You know what? I'm going to be honest with
Lawrence.
you. The people down at the DMV misprinted this my last name.
Oh, well, this gonna be your name from now on, Mr. Lawrence.
Yeah, that is
Let's go.
unfortunate, Mr. Lornis.
You got any weapons
No.
on your person?
No, unless
Yeah,
a
put 'em
bottle
up.
of water.
Go ahead and frisk him for firearms.
Yeah, he's good. No firearms.
Alright, let's go.
It's an interview for BCSO? What is this?
Don't worry about it. Stop being nosy,
I'm
Romero.
man.
Thank you.
You know what? I got someone to call. Hold on.
And did you have somewhere to be?
I'll
Go
figure
fight
it.
crime. Go over to the
I am fighting it.
Evangelicos.
I'm fighting the corruption.
And thank you again.
I'm giving a call. Hold on.
Oh, this is above average major Detective Killer Price, Blaine County Sheriff's Office. What can I do for you?
This is the Beyond Average Corporal Andres Romero. I just wanted.
I'm gonna go this way.
22 today.
Alright.
Hey, firm,
I'm
welcome
really
aboard.
upset
Show me
that the
10-7 do an
DMV
interview.
did this to me.
Yeah, I would be upset too. I don't know what to tell you though.
I'll figure it out.
Gonna be locked in here, not falsely imprisoned though. So you know. Go ahead,
So I do-
however you feel comfortable.
I'll pop a...
Just know that everything is a test.
He said everything is a test.
That's right, everything's a test. Alright, sir. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your interest in law enforcement.
Well, let's see. Where is there to start with? You know, started within Vice City. You know, Vice City was a not really a much of a welcoming place. You know, this is where I got into, you know, law enforcement stuff like that. Of course, within the Vice unit, you know, being in Vice City, of course. You know, so with that, you know, we did a whole bunch of plethora of things. You know, drugs, tobacco, prostitution, uh, that type of stuff. But I kind of got a little too close to a case, and that kind of put me away from the Vice unit and People started coming after me because of the case, and that's why I moved over into Los Santos.
Oh, you got a little too close to a case. How?
Well, you know, it was kind of a little bit of a conflict of myself, so I was close to the case because it was my brother. Unfortunately, he was tied up in some wrongdoings, if you shall say, and let's just say it didn't end well for him. And then those people decided, because I was investigating, to come after me. There,
So you were investigating as a vice officer, your own brother.
the well, not my own brother, but the people that had gone after my brother.
Oh, so the people went after your brother then. He wasn't a criminal doing bad things.
Well, he was doing bad things initially, yeah.
This is very
Yeah.
confusing, sir. This is how you're
Okay,
gonna write your reports.
no, no. What's there to be confused?
I'm confused about your brother. Your brother was a criminal, but he wasn't a criminal.
No, he was a criminal. I said that, he's
Well,
a
did you
criminal,
know
yes.
that he was at the time that you were investigating?
More or less, I got too close to the case because I was investigating the after, you know, behind what happened, his
Okay,
murder.
okay. Oh, he got murdered?
Yes, by the people that were coming after me.
My gosh, it's terrible. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Did they get
Yes.
arrested?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know because they were coming after me, and I, you know, kind of fled Vice.
You ran away from Vice City because criminals were coming after you. This might not be the job for you. I'm gonna be
Well,
honest with you.
I think you're misconstruing what I'm trying to get at. It's when you have a large organization that is in every nook and cranny, and that is going to do everything within their power to stop you from living indefinitely. Then I feel that's going to be the best for me. That's why if I'm coming to a new city, new beginning, that way I don't have to worry about those people chasing.
Okay, okay. Um, tell me, a little bit more about you. Officer self-care is something that's often overlooked, but I think it's a very important part of being a police officer. What do you do in your downtime? What do you like to do for fun?
Let's see, what do I like to do for fun? Well, honestly, I like to go up north sightseeing. If you get on some of those good mountain, especially in like the evening or even in the morning, you get some good views. The birds, the nature. You have raccoons, rabbit, uh, bird, beautiful sights. You see the fall. If you get high enough, you could be, above the cloud. It's
Okay.
just beautiful.
You
I
like to
like
go
to,
hiking inside, or do you just drive up
yeah.
there? I didn't want to.
I mean, you drive to a certain point, and then of course, you got to get out and go hiking.
Okay, okay. What are your overall goals here in the Blaine County Sheriff's Office? What do you hope to achieve while part of this department should you be hired?
If I was to be hired, I'm wanting to, achieve more knowledge and expand the knowledge I've already have, and be able to, share my knowledge that I do have with law enforcement and just day to day life, and to brighten up people's days and try to make an impact on every.
Okay, okay. Tell me about the fucking phone. Tell me about what do you think you can bring to this department? What are some of your strengths that you can bring to the Blaine County Sheriff's Office?
Some of my strengths that I can bring to the Blaine County Sheriff's Office, is my wit, and, my enthusiasm and stuff like that. I do have, in my opinion, a great head on my shoulder. I can think, a little bit deeper, and get a bigger picture and look at things with a grander scheme instead of, trying to think directly of this one thing. I'm trying to think, or correction, I do think, about 5, 6, 7 steps ahead.
Okay, okay. Well, I also think that part of being a great officer is being able to self-reflect, self-evaluate, always looking at your weaknesses, seeing what you can improve upon. So at this point, I'm gonna ask, what would you identify as? Give me two of you what you think are weaknesses for yourself.
Well, first one would have to be, honestly, I feel that I talk too much. I get to a tendency of I just talk and I talk and I talk and then I start rambling and then ramble more and then talk some more. So I mean, I think that might be able to put me in between a rock and a hard place because I might, you know, accidentally share too much, personal stuff with me or stuff like that, with officers, but say a little too much or hold them from doing something. Another thing that I feel is, I tend to, try to take the bull by the horns a little too often. And what I mean by that is I try to, you know, take control of situations instead of, letting other people take control of situations.
Okay, okay. Let's move on to a different line of questions. If you had to arrest a family member, what would you do?
You do the crime, you do the time. I mean, I'm going to treat them as if they were just Joe Schmo, that I'm arresting. Sure, it might be a little bit painful down deep to know that I have to arrest them. You know, I would do so. I wouldn't completely, do the full arresting. I would get me to a safe point, and then I would turn the reins over to another officer or whatever it shall be to conduct the rest. As we don't want any bias to be there.
Okay, okay. Let's say you saw a police officer committing a crime. What would you do in regards to that?
Now, if I may ask, what crime would this be?
Any crime. They're stealing a car. Grand Theft Auto.
So there's going to be Grand Theft Auto. Do they have a legal reason, or are they,
No, they're off
commandeering said
duty.
vehicle?
It's an off-duty officer stealing a
Off
car.
duty. All right. So again, this boils down to the previous question. You do the crime, you do the time. Just because you're law enforcement does not make you exempt from the law. Even as an on-duty officer, you can still be arrested technically. So I would approach,
I'm very well aware you can
apprehend,
be arrested.
detain, question, stuff like that. And if I feel that it is worthy to arrest said officer, I would go ahead and arrest.
Would you do anything else?
And then depending, let's say, they're a deputy or an officer, I would of course follow my chain of command upwards to, let the PD side of things know that said person was arrested.
Okay. What do you think you're gonna find most challenging about this position should you get it or it be offered to you?
Hmm. What I feel would be the most challenging is to adapt to the, difference within police work, because every city, coming from Vice City, you know, to Santos, it's going to be different. You're going to have different people, different paces of police, because many policings are very fast paced. You have call to call to call to call. And, trying to adapt and gain my bearings, I feel would be the most challenge.
Okay, okay. Um, you said you had previous experience in law enforcement over at Vice
Uh,
City. Yes.
that would be correct.
Okay. What would your former coworkers say about you?
My former coworkers would say that I am, you know, a good leader. Do give the right call. Very, you know, open and very, you know, easy game. Because if they had any issues, they knew they could always come to me with any issues. I would handle those issues, promptly and accordingly. Because I didn't like, you know, biases between things. If one person's doing this one thing, they someone else can't do it, and I feel, that other person shouldn't be doing it to begin. So, I feel that everyone had that same playing field, and I made sure that everyone had the same playing.
Okay, okay. Aside from the obvious large group of unidentified individuals attempting to murder you, is there anything that you disliked about your previous employers or
Well,
employment?
it wasn't employee yours that was the issue. I mean, I don't think that I had any real issues. I enjoyed it very much, but new beginnings is always good.
Okay, okay. Let's move on to a different kind of question. I'm gonna give you a couple of scenarios. You don't have to get them right. I just want to kind of get a feel for your mentality, your line of thinking. Okay.
Right.
Right. Let's say you respond to a call to assist an officer. Um, when you get there, the officer is about to place the cuffed suspect into the police car. Before placing the suspect in the car, you witness the officer shoot the suspect. What do you do? I didn't know that was going to happen there.
You said that the officer shot the suspect.
Yeah, when he was going to put him in the car, what are you going to do there?
Did he do this intentionally, unintentionally?
I don't know. It's up for you to decide. You're the one that's there.
All right. So I'm going to try to get this picture here. So I go to the scene. I arrive on the scene. Officer shoots person in handcuffs while they're putting him into the back of the. Is that what I'm led to believe?
Say that one more time.
All right. Screw it. Okay, so I'm just going to answer. What I would do is I'm going to now apprehend this officer as quickly as I can, very safely. Have my firearm drawn. All right. Because I don't know if this was intentional, unintentional, what's happening. An officer should not be firing a weapon for any unlawful reason, such as, I would do the same to someone that is, you know, shooting a normal Joe Smo, not a cop, just shooting. I would, of course, you know, get into a defensive stance, have my firearm matching their. I would go and try to apprehend and question this officer as well. And then from there, I would get my additional units, get EMS rolling, try to assist the person that was just shot. The officer, he can think whatever he wants to think, but once I know that he is, no longer a threat, then I can, assist the injured party. Then from there, once EMS or whoever it shall be is able to tend to the injured, and the officer can then be, properly questioned, interrogated, whatever it shall be, to what happened, why did it happen, and stuff like.
Okay, okay. Let's say you're driving by yourself on patrol through an area that's got a bunch of stores. And you see
Mm.
a man walk into the store with a gun in his hand. And inside that store, there seems to be a hostage that looks to be handcuffed. How do you
Mm.
react? And what do you do?
All right, so from here, what I would do is, I'm putting two and two together. I've got multiple signs. I've got is there a vehicle potentially parked somewhere out front of the store, or is there any vehicle out front of the store?
No, no, I don't think so. It doesn't say that. Not in
All
this
right.
scenario. I
All right.
definitely just made up.
So what I can do is, two and two together here. Firearm person walking into the store, someone in handcuffs, and it's a hostage situation here. It's looking to. I'd go flip my lights on, call over the radio, saying that we're gonna have a potential store robbery or a hostage situation at such and such a store. Let's say the 24/7 on Innocent. From here, I would get myself into a good position to see what's going to be happening. Once I have more units on scene, then we're going to go ahead and move up a little bit to try to make contact. From contact, we're going to be able to know what the intentions of this person is. Is this person trying to rob the store? Is this person trying to, you know, get some money, trying to get a particular person, or like I said, what their intentions. And then we would go from.
Okay, okay. Let's say you and a partner are transporting a suspect to the prison. While you're on the way to the prison, three cars approach at high rates of speed. They start screaming at you and discharge a bullet into the rear tire of your car and say, "Pull over!" And they continue to point a gun. What do you do?
Oh, right. So it's going to be same vehicle, correct? Me and the other officer are going to be in the same vehicle.
Yes, yes, you guys are
Or
in the same car. Suspect in the back. They've shot out your tire. Three cars surrounding you. They're fast as hell and they're screaming at you. Pull over.
so what I would do with myself, personally, I would of course have my eye always if I'm going to be transporting people. I would try to transport people within a group, multiple officers, to not be put into such situation as this and not have the proper backup. But let's just say for the situation, what I would try to do is go ahead and have my partner or even myself try to give a little bit of comms. What's going to be happening? You know, around the scene. We're getting tailed. We've gotten shot at. And, stuff like that. If I feel that it is, viable to return fire back to those people, we would do so. But with there being three individuals, three vehicles, they're actively going to be willing to shoot. There's unknown inside those vehicles. They're quick. I'm probably not going to be able to outrun them. As I'm already down a tire, I've also got the prisoner in the back that they're probably going to want. Officer life at the end of the day is more valuable than, you know, just relinquishing someone to people, as we do have his name as we were transporting him. Warrants can always be placed. We can always catch people in the long run, but officer's life is key here. So, try to bring the situation down, de-escalate.
Shut up, dog.
If I have to relinquish the prisoner, by all means, I would do so. We have the name, and we'd be able to catch him in the long run.
Oh, Lord.
But by all means, if I have the opportunity to return fire to an individual, by all means, I would return fire.
Okay. Um. Here's another question. Uh, well, I got a couple more. You got anybody in the state that can vouch for you? Anybody that could be a reference for you? It's okay if you don't. I'm just asking.
It is a potential. I may, yeah, it's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain because they may have undergone a new identity. If you catch my drift.
Okay, okay. Um, let me see. Describe for me a stressful situation that you were in and how you handled that.
Stressful situation that I was. Oh, I know a good. This was back in Vice City. These individuals, again, we're going to be going back to my brother being. I'm at a very high stressful situation here. As I've got a very large organization, which is in every nook and cranny of the city. And if I don't watch my back, they're going to be able to take me out. They've stopped me from being able to do my duties. You know, it was stressful trying to leave Vice. Better yet, I was forced out of Vice City. I didn't, want to leave, but again, I was forced out of Vice. You know, that alone, trying to leave, was quite stressful. I just tried to calm myself. try to think of the bigger picture. Going to a much better place, far, far, far away from all of those sinful people who are going to kill me. That is what their intentions were to kill me, put a bullet into my head and call it.
Okay. Last question, sir. Why should we hire you? This is a very competitive position. Lots and lots of applicants for this position. What's gonna make you stand out over somebody else?
What's going to make me stand out over everyone else and other applicants is, I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to put in the time. I'm willing to put in the effort. I'm willing to adapt and change. And I'm also, willing to take any criticism, any kind of feedback. And I'm also willing to have conversations with people. How can I be better? What can I improve on? What should I dial back on? I'm very open minded as well. I'm not very closed. I'm willing to, you know, just, you know, I'd be what some would say a quote RoboCop, but have fun and enjoy what I in this.
All right. I lied. I have a last question. How do you think this interview went today?
I feel this interview had gone quite well, in my honest opinion.
Okay. Okay. If you had to rate your performance today on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, why am I here? They probably have asking that question themselves, and 10 being, why am I here? I should already be hired as an officer. Would you rate yourself?
I mean, well, I don't know how much I performed, so it's honestly a really tough question because everyone's different. So I mean, I'm gonna be, I don't know, maybe 7.5, eight.
All right.
I really, it's a toss up kind of question. It's up to each person to, you know, understand and make their own decisions on.
I gotta go. I gotta go. All right. Well, Mr. Larnice, Larnice, I appreciate you coming by. You'll get a response in your email. For how this interview went and any further instructions should it be necessary. Do you have any questions or anything for me?
I do not believe so. No, thank.
All right, I appreciate you coming by, sir. Let's get out of here.
I think. I do have a question.
Okay,
How do you think the interview?
that was my first interview, so I have nothing to compare it to.
Do you feel that it went well?
I don't think it was bad. Uh, I did see the part where you like to ramble a little bit.
I do.
Definitely saw that. I'm gonna give you a bit of advice. If you're ever called to be a witness in court as an officer, should you be hired, you have to get that in check.
Oh yeah, I know. I know within like courts stuff like that. You got to be very precise, right to the point. Answer the question that they're asking. Don't give them any more information than they.
Okay. Also, you don't have a weapons license. I'm gonna encourage you to get one of those.
All
Uh,
right.
if you want to be a law enforcement officer, you're obviously gonna need a firearm. Even
Yeah,
if
I'll
you're
go
the
get that.
best verbal judoist, verbal judoismist.
Don't don't worry. I'll just pick the words out from the sky and put 'em.
All right, sir. I appreciate you coming by. You have a good day, okay?
Thank you. You as well.
Oh shit, I gotta go. Let me where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?